All right, well, this thing says we are live. So we're going to take them at their word and say we are live. So, welcome. If you're getting a chance to watch this live, then welcome. Tell you what, I'm going to try and adjust this a little bit because we got y'all leaning there. There we go. That's a little better. And I think we've got a little bit better camera angle setup than what we did yesterday. Now, a couple things. All right, Bird, I hear you. Bird's trying to get its YouTube time in, folks. If you caught us yesterday, then we were on a very small, decent sized little lake in a park. Today we've moved locations. We are in the Carpenter Lake area. The Carpenter Lake is on the other side of this road over here. I'm sure you can hear these cars going by. But we are on Old Kingfisherman, which is right across the street. And then across on the other side over here is New Kingfisherman. And I have fished this place for years and years and years. I haven't really spent that much time fishing for catfish here in the last several years. But we tried it, I think, last year a little bit. And we're going to give it another shot here today. Now, another thing that happened, if you watched yesterday, you realize that a big part of the problem yesterday was the extreme wind that we had yesterday. And that created havoc. Yesterday we were 0-2. I ended up, after I shut the live stream down, I checked for bait and I was missing my bait again. So we had 2 empty hooks for the day out there. And that stunk. But the wind was so high, it was basically just trying to blow us off the lake there. Now, today, I guess I listened to the weatherman again after telling people not to listen to the weatherman. I believed him when he said today wasn't going to be as windy as it was yesterday. Well, I don't know if all that's true. All right, to steal a line from Sonny and Cher there. But, you got to get out when you can get out. And so there is some current. We've got totally sunny sky today out here for the most part, at the moment anyway. Wind's picking up again. That's why I am tethered to the microphone. I'm going to cover this a little bit here, block it from the wind, because the wind is coming just straight into my face at this point. Temperatures are better. Yesterday we started out actually in the high 40s yesterday, and right now I think it's about the high 50s. We're supposed to get up to I believe it is 68 degrees here today is what it's supposed to hit. So it's going to be a big difference in temperature from yesterday. Again, though, we still got the high winds. I told you yesterday, never trust a weatherman. He just totally lied to me yesterday. And then what I do after telling you that, again, I looked at the weather and found out that we were supposed to have less winds, but I'm not seeing that. Okay. We're still getting a good amount of wind here. And every now and then I will be trying to cover up this microphone here to keep it from having all that wind noise. Now, also yesterday we had issues with connectivity. We kept kicking us off and it kept buffering a lot. It in itself may have affected audio quality. So today, again, we're tethered to the mic. I'm going to try and block as much wind as possible for today. And we're going to see what happens. We're out here, like I said, I've got 2 rods out today, just like I did yesterday. I only brought 2. Now, you see a third one over there. It's a small one. It's not rigged up. Again, I thought about maybe setting that one up, and trying for some bass or some crappie. Got a few little artificial baits with me, and I've got some night crawler with me. So I could, fish for bluegill or crappie with that. I could put on the live bait, or excuse me, the artificial bait, and try for a few bass out here. Again, I didn't bring a lot, but then again, here we are with that high wind that the weatherman again promised me wasn't going to happen. But so you do what you can, you fish when you can, you soak those baits. Now, as you guys know, I've been setting these rigs up lately 50-50, almost identical except for one thing. On half of them, I had put like a spinner blade, like you would find on a lot of bass jigs and things like that. So I'm running that, and I'm going to be doing an experiment to see if that helps by creating noise, vibration, and so on to attract the fish. Because obviously we know that's how fish hear, is through the vibrations made there in the water. Now, with that being said, we're not going to look at that factor today. All right. I mean, if it helps attract it to the bait, it does. But what I'm doing today is I'm running two different baits, so they're not the same. You can't compare apples and oranges here on that type thing. It's not apples and apples. It's more like apples and oranges, so it's whatever they prefer to eat. I got the night crawler going today on one of the rigs, and the one with the blade, I actually have, strawberry flavored chicken breast. That's right. Now, some of y'all are going to say that doesn't work, or it only works catching small fish. Well, I'm going to say you don't know what you're talking about, because it does work, and we have used it in head-to-head challenges out on the bigger waters, and it has outperformed night crawler, it's outperformed chicken liver, it's outperformed shad, it's outperformed fresh skipjack. So it has worked better than cut bait in pulling in the numbers of fish. Now again, you still say, okay, yeah, but you're pulling in those little ones. No, I mean, it depends also on what you consider little. It pulls in a lot of 3-pounders. It pulls in the 5-pounders. It pulls in the 17-pounders. It pulls in the 30-pounders. So if 30-pound fish is small, then okay, it only pulls in small fish, if that's what you want to say. But now again, when we make this up on that strawberry, people are going to tell you see on these fishing channels and stuff like that, or on Facebook and all these pages, that they're adding the garlic and they're adding this and that and so on and so forth. Well, we've done tests against those as well. We've done Kool-Aid against Jello flavored, and then we've also done them where they're garliced up or no garlic on them, and so on and so forth. The stronger bites, right, come on those with no garlic. The better hookups are the ones with no garlic. Now, will garlic in those strawberry flavored chicken breasts catch fish? Yes, they will. And we have caught fish on them. We just catch fewer fish, and when they bite, it's more like they're sampling that and they happen to get hooked up. Okay, on the one without it, they're devouring it. Okay, so again, we've done head-to-head testing more than once on that, with those with the garlic added to it and those without the garlic added to it. So we're not just saying we favor this one over this one just because. We've put it to the test. Now, some of you out there are going to swear by it because you fished with it with the garlic and it's caught fish. All right, but that's not the same as making two different types up and put them out there in a proximity of the same area and see which one catches more. So you've got to do it, and you can't do it just on a single trip and get a true story. You have to do it several times to find out which is actually the best bait. So if you have the best recipe. Now I can tell you from cooking things up in the kitchen, sometimes you can add too many ingredients and run a fine recipe on whatever it is you're cooking. And you can do the same thing with your catfish bait. So again, keep the garlic for your spaghetti and all that type of stuff. You don't need to put it in your baits for catfish, okay? So that's just a little tip there to help maybe you save the money, save the garlic, okay? Because I love garlic, so I'd rather be eating that garlic than feeding the catfish the garlic anyway. That's just me. But anyway, so again, we're running the strawberry flavored Jello chicken breast on one today, and again, we are running night crawlers on the other because that's what I have. So we're giving them an option. Again, we're not claiming that that the one without the spinner blade or the with the spinner blade is best too, because we can't do that, because today we're doing more of a let's see which one they want to eat type thing. If I haven't said it yet, also, happy Easter to you guys out there. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you get a chance to go fish or be out in God's beautiful country type that and world and get to hit the water, then good luck to you out there. But again, I just wanted to say happy Easter to everybody. If you're spending it with your family and doing cookouts, have a good time and be safe doing that as well. But today we are looking to try and get some redemption on these fish. As some of you know, yesterday was a terrible, terrible day. Extremely windy. We almost got blown out of there. We had connectivity problems. We just had all kinds of issues yesterday. And I came out with 2 empty hooks. So the dinks were down there biting, or the bluegill were down there just pecking it off or whatever. But we are on a different body of water today. We're giving it a chance. Again, there's no blue catfish out here where we're fishing today. And you guys know I love to catch my blues. Okay, I'm going to say that was that wind maybe bouncing that rod. But I love my blues, but out here it's basically stocked with channel catfish. And there might be a flathead or 2 out there. So that is always a possibility. Now, if it calms down out here today, I don't know how long we'll be live here. Then I may hook that other rod up, because we've got a beautiful day right now out here. And like I said, temperatures are supposed to come up, and I might walk these bank lines later and try and see if I can't grab a bass or 2 out of here just for fun. If so, then we'll post those pictures. We'll put them in the community section or something like that. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you guys have not watched me and Miss Tammy before, again, Miss Tammy is working. She is working this weekend. So, she is an EMT. So those people who they don't get breaks on the holidays, unfortunately. And sometimes the holidays are their busiest time. So hopefully her day is not going to be too rough today. And, we wish she was here with us and fishing, but she's got to be where she needs to be right now. But back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, again, we do have a community section where we almost do daily poll questions. So if you like to talk about fishing or answer poll questions or just see what other people are saying sometimes. Now, some of them, the poll results you don't see. I believe the case is until you vote. And then you get to see. That way you're not persuaded one way or the other how to vote. Some people are wishy-washy and they let other people influence them. So the way the poll set up for you guys when viewing it is you have to make your vote first, and then you can see what the percentage is of the questions and so on and so forth, how other people voted on the community sections. So be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We are growing, folks, and really impressed with some of the growth we've had lately on the channel, the number of people we've picked up, and we thank you all very much for that. We appreciate that. We should be, within the next week or two, we should be able to get out on the bigger water in the boats. We've had a lot of high waters down here, just like a lot of people through the country. We've also been doing some boat repairs on both Driftwood, my boat, and Miss Tammy's boat as well. We haven't named Miss Tammy's boat yet either. Now, Miss Tammy's boat is going to be used for fishing some, but it's also going to be used for pleasure. It is actually a bayliner that she picked up. Now, some of y'all remember she picked up a fiberglass bass boat last year or so, and she had been fixing that up. Well, she had a great opportunity on this bayliner, so she went on and bought it, and then turned around and sold the bass boat that she had been fixing up. So she now has been working on the bayliner and getting it ready, and we're hoping to be out on it soon as well. Again, we'll be able to get out on some much bigger water, and or even in Ohio on days when it's maybe too rough for Driftwood to be out there, maybe we'll take her boat. But the thing about Miss Tammy's boat, while she's getting it ready, she's fixing it up, she's prettying it up, got some work done on the motor, she's buying some things for it, and getting it ready for the water. At this point in time, that's right, Miss Tammy has not named her boat yet, right? So, again, it's a bayliner, and that's what it is. So, it's more of a ski pleasure boat type thing, but we're going to fix it up. We're going to actually, she's going to put some rod holders on it. We got a depth finder going on it. So, while it is a bayliner, we're going to be fishing out of that sucker for sure. Now, again, if you've got something, I think she was probably wanting to fix it up before she really names it, and once she gets everything like she wants in there, maybe she'll be inspired to come up with a name for that boat. But in the meantime, if you think of a good name for a boat that's a bayliner, okay, and but we also going to be using it for fishing. If you think of a good name for that, place it in the comment section. Let us know what you think Miss Tammy should name that boat. Maybe you can help us out here. And, if you do, we'll give you credit on that, But then again, she may just totally shoot the idea now. You never know with Miss Tammy. So, again, if you can come up with an idea for her boat, then we'd like to hear it. We'd like to hear it. That was maybe a little tap right there. It's really hard to tell sometimes when you have this wind and the waves smacking your line. It's kind of difficult to tell sometimes. But anyway, also, if you didn't see a strikeout live yesterday on YouTube, then you missed me speaking also about our jugging campaign coming up. Again, it's called Jugging for Jesus. You don't have to be a Christian to be involved in it, just somebody that likes to help people out, right? And the premise of what we do, it is a campaign. This is our third year, and we'd like to have people from around the country help out. Now, I know some of you states out there, you're not allowed to jug, right? But you can fish. So the fish you catch on your rods, you can count that as well, or do this in that fashion, okay? So if you want to fish from the bank, or you're fishing from the boat, you're using rods, or you're using the jugs, then that works just as well. Now, we're going to talk to you about a couple options on how we do this. Now, what me and Miss Tammy do is we find a charity that's interested in some catfish fillets, all right? So we catch the fish of what we consider appropriate size in the cleanest water possible. We fillet the fish up, and we take it and donate it to the charities. Now, the thing is, you need to contact them ahead of time to make sure they want this fish, so you're not just destroying these fish and then they're not going to be used. Okay, we don't want that to happen. But we have a couple out there that loves to jug, that's a subscriber to our channel, and we appreciate them. And they've really gotten into jug fishing. Now, they have had trouble finding a charity wanting, okay, come on by, wanting the fish fillets. So what they have decided to do, now the jugging campaign is going to be during the month of May. So it's next month, it's coming up. You got time to get your licenses, your jugs, and all that stuff ready for the jugging campaign month, okay? And again, that month is the month of May. Now, what this couple has decided to do is they're going to jug all through the month of May, all right? They're going to calculate and tabulate the weight on all the fish they catch during that month, and then they have chosen they're going to donate $1 for every pound of fish they catch. All right. Now they fish a lot, so and they put out a lot of jugs. So there's the opportunity for them to catch a lot of fish, have a lot of weight there, and be able to bless some charity by giving them cash or a check for the amount of weight. So through our campaign, they're going to do that on behalf of our campaign to help out a charity in their area. And so I'm sure that will be very much appreciated by the charity or the organization. Now, they've offered to do $1 per pound. If you want to do it like them because of you're having trouble finding people wanting to accept fish fillets, then, that's understandable. Sometimes they can't do that, or some states prohibit, just a regular individual giving it to somebody. The states may say, no, it has to go through a grocer or something if you're taking it to like some type of facility or something like that. So for them, their option was for every pound of fish, they're going to pay $1 to a charity for that month. All right. Now, you can do the $1 if you want to do that. If you want to do $2, if you want to do $5 per pound, if you can do that and you're willing to help, bless some type of charitable organization, that would be fine. Again, that's our jugging campaign. It's going on all through the month of May. If you're just tuning in, you missed part of this conversation, then later, watch this video again, back it up to this part, and or speed it up, whatever the case may be, to this big long spiel I'm doing about this jugging campaign. But me and Miss Tammy really enjoy it. It's really benefited some people. Last month it was a little bit more difficult because we were doing it in the month of June, and of course it got up there dead on in the heart of the spawn time period, right? And so a lot of these fish turned off. And so it took us basically pretty much the full month to really get the numbers of quality fish that we wanted, that we were going to donate, okay? So we're backing that up and getting that pre-spawn bite, right, during the month of May when these things are out there and they're feeding ferociously. We're backing that up, all right, to the month of May. So that gives you a better chance to get out there and catch some good quality fish and have some fun in the process and help somebody else out. So again, if you want to be a part of that, just let us know. Say something in the comment section, not the live stream chat, but in the comment section, and we'll get back to you. You can also look us up, B&T Catfishing Adventures, on Facebook, all right, if you would like to. And you can comment and, send us a message in Facebook, on B&T Catfishing Adventures on Facebook. And we can totally fill you in on all the stuff going on that's part of that campaign. Now, I've been a little late, haven't made up a flyer front for it, but I need to do that. And then that way you can take that flyer to any organization that you wish. Again, nobody's looking for any money here to take any money on the part of us, the association or organization, or it's not either one of those. Don't know what I'm saying. On behalf of the Jugging Campaign, we are not seeking any money whatsoever, nor should anybody out there that's jugging claiming to be part of what we do. So if somebody is out there and they're claiming to be part of this and they're asking for some type of money, that's not what we're doing. So they're not approved by us to be doing that. Now, again, but anybody that wishes information, like I said, message in the comment section right here today, or you can message us on Facebook and B&T Catfishing Adventures there on Facebook. Just hit the little messenger button and send us a message, and we'll fill you in on all the details. But we also want to see your videos. We want to see your videos, your pictures of your fish, so on and so forth. We would like to get those into an episode for sure. All right. Well, it's been a few minutes here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to unclip my mic, set it down. I'm going to check my baits real quick and see if I need to freshen them up. But we're going to throw them and cast them back out in another area. So hopefully audio is not too bad here. Give me a second and we'll see what's going on out there. You have seen some bumps, but you don't know if that's the wind or what. Okay, nothing on here. Let's see. I still have the bait. And I still have my bait. So, woo, here comes the wind. Here comes the wind. I'm going to cast this back out in a different area. All right, now where I just pitched this, there's a down tree over here, off to my left over here. And I've thrown that just now over there by that tree. So, there's a catfish checking for bait or food, rather, over by that tree. Hopefully he finds my bait. I can't blame him though. They're out here enjoying this nice weather. And again, it is supposed to be totally different from yesterday. We're supposed to get up to about 68 degrees here. Okay, my worm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've still got some worm on here, but I don't have as much worm on here as I started with. Now, there's some of it, maybe some after ago, maybe. Don't know. I'm using a Santee Cooper rig to keep it off the bottom, but we will see. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more nasty old worm over here on these night crawlers. Again, today I'm using a size 5/0 circle hook. I've downsized because I don't think we're going to be getting any monsters out here. And so I've downsized on that. You do what you got to do. All right. Get this back out there. Get him set up. Side on getting to it. With trees, a little brush over here. All right, something's on the run there. There we go. All right, so we set that back out there, and look like I said, I put a couple full pieces of full night crawlers on that one, and it looks like there was only one on there just then. So we could have had somebody down there nibbling on it. Now the chances are also, it could have been a bluegill or something like that swimming by, seeing that bait held up on that Santee Cooper rig. And he could have been doing that, or you know, a crappie could have been doing that. Let me get my mic back up here. And I'm not used to all this fancy technical stuff, y'all. Clipping mics to me and being tethered and all this type of stuff. But I'm using that today again because, like yesterday, we ended up with some fairly high wind again. And that's not what I was hoping for. At all. At all. Again, if you're just tuning in, happy Easter to you, and I'm hoping you have a wonderful day today. It's a pretty day out here today. Again, windy. Man, I've been told I was going to have 5 to 8 mile an hour winds. I don't know if y'all see this water out here. That's more than 5 to 8 mile an hour winds that we've been getting out here, and you probably heard some of it coming over this mic as well. Good possibility. I'm trying to keep that covered up when the big gusts of winds come through. Again, one of my baits looks like it's been tampered with out there. So I freshened it back up I've just moved both of them to new spots. Freshened one of them back up. Again, we're using Nightcrawler today and strawberry flavored, it's Jello flavored strawberry chicken breast. That's a lot to say. But mostly we're looking for what's out here is the channel cats, and there are a few flathead, I believe, out here as well. No blues, you know, which hurts my heart a little bit, but on a body of water this size, you know, you can't really have them out here, or they would eat everything. But they are fun to catch, you know. I know for some places they're considered invasive fish, and but here in Kentucky and fishing on the Ohio or the lakes like Barkley Lake and Kentucky Lake, you know, those are something you go out there and you're definitely trying to hook up on, because those things can put out a really good fight, and they can be some really good sized fish as well. Man, I'm just there's that wind again. I'm really disappointed that this wind is up so high again today. And yeah, I don't think it's as bad as what some of yesterday was. And again, it feels better out here today. Even the starting temperature feels better today. But it's it's supposed to be very high 60s today. It's supposed to get up there. We haven't seen those for a few days. So we're excited to have that anyway. Again, if you're now watching and you missed the part where I was talking about Miss Tammy's newer boat that she bought last year, at the end of last year, she bought her a Bayliner boat, an old boat that she got for a deal, folks, a real deal. And it's needed some work, and we've had some work put in on it, worked on the motor. She's working on some of the interior and stuff now, and the seats and so on and so forth. We're replacing some stuff. We're putting some new stuff on there. She's got a new Lowrance fish finder that's going on there. But unlike me, y'all know my boat's named Driftwood, right? Miss Tammy does still, at this point, not have a name for her boat. Now, it is a Bayliner, so it's a pleasure boat type thing, so on and so forth, ski boat. But there's going to be some rod holders put on that boat, folks. And we are going to be fishing out of it. So it's going to be our version of a fish and ski boat right there. So If you've got a good name for that boat, if you can think of one, let us know. She may just decide to run with that name, and may even put that on the boat. So if you can think of a name for that boat, put it in the comment sections, or go to our Facebook page and go ahead and hit us up on Messenger there on our B&T Catfishing Adventures Facebook page, and tell us what you think would be a good name for her boat there. Oh yeah. Come on, Sherman. Where you at? Dogs? Sherman, you have not been out fishing yet? Come on, man. You got to make it happen. The mailman. Okay. All right. The fishing is it's been kind of difficult here for us with work, and we've on the days off that we've had the opportunities to get out. The weather conditions have been terrible. We've either had just severe rains coming at the time, or we've had a lot of flooding, or extremely cold temperatures and the high winds. It's been a very unusual time for us here. For all, that happens to hit on the days when we would actually have the opportunity to get out. We've just not been able to. Now, very thankful that last weekend we were able to go to the, down to the lakes, went to Kentucky Dam down there, and we got there a little late in the afternoon, or around noon, and the weather's been rough here too. Yeah, I see that, and but we were lucky enough to get down there. It was around noon. We get down there. There's already people obviously there. And they've got the best spots, right? So they're reeling them in. We're out there fishing. Not, there goes my mic out. Look at me. And we're not really doing anything. Then this Tammy gets something, and she fishes for a little longer, and then she finally gets something else. I'm not getting a bite, at this point. And so I'm getting frustrated, but you fish on, I took a little break, took a breath, and went back at it, and gradually some people started leaving, and we started moving into a little better spots, and then thankfully we started hitting on some fish. So we caught 24 very, very nice skipjack down there the other day that we will be using soon, and that's really about all we needed. We got lucky that we didn't bring home more than that, because we got them home, and we she does the vacuum sealing on these fish. We put them in the gallon-sized bags and vacuum seal them, and which is a wonderful invention. And we're throwing them in the freezer. Well, there's so much stuff in the freezer, they barely fit. We have so much deer meat in there right now, and we've got some catfish fillets in there right now, that the skipjack that we caught, was just the right number. We looked up that was the right number of fish to have to go into the freezer. So we've got some of them. We'll be back down to the lakes, hopefully in the next few weeks, and they should really, really be running good. And hopefully we can thin that freezer out a little bit before then. But some people go down there and they're catching those things, and they're catching 100 to, some of them will stay there for a long time, and they're bringing home 500 fish. Now, obviously, some of these guys are selling these fish to bait shops and so on and so forth. But tell you what, it's you're down there and you're catching bait, but it's fun. From somebody that was an old bass fisherman, it reminds me of those days a lot. But when they're running like that, you're hitting them quick, and sometimes you're getting 2 and 3 on a line at one time. And but the skipjack down there the other day that were running, a lot of them were so big, if you had 2 on the line, there was a good chance that your line might snap. If you didn't, if you didn't have strong enough line, you might just lose it. Because these were some very, very big, healthy fish. So we're glad we got to go down there. Again, we just happened to be able to hit a weekend where finally the weather was just enough, right, just enough for us to get down there, and it wasn't raining for a change. So we got to go down there. We just had fun. It was great to be able to get back outside and in the outdoors out there and just enjoy ourselves, casting and catching some fish. And it was a lot of fun. But we're ready to get back out on the bigger rivers and lakes and things like that. And just have fun. Now, it's nice to be able to come out and bank fish, and that's relaxing. It's a lot less work, but you're limited to your choices a lot of times when you're a bank fisher. So my hat's off to you bank fishermen out there that do this, because it is hard. It is very hard when you have limited access to the water, and you're at the mercy of those fish. If they're not coming over there in your area, you're kind of screwed there. And all you can do is just wet your line and hope your bait's out there on the time when they happen to come through, and hope they're hungry, that they're biting at the time. Oh, I don't think y'all saw that. This big old herring just flew over here, and he is big. Now, the other thing about bank fishing, you can just kick back and relax. And that's the thing I like about it. It's one of those things, you're outside. Ooh, there's that wind again. You're outside, you're enjoying this beautiful weather. If you catch a fish, you catch a fish. If you don't, that's fine too. Me, I'm not looking to take fish home today. I'm just out here wanting to spend some time outside, wet some lines. If I get that chance to reel in a fish, then I'm definitely going to take it. Now, while I like to do that and catch fish for our viewers, I got to say, I enjoy catching the fish more than catching them for our viewers. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. I do love to catch the fish. But for me also, it's just getting out. Just being able to get out and enjoying the outdoors and relaxing, especially, after a long work week, you just want to get out and relax sometimes. And just coming down there by the water, setting out, casting a few rods out, and kicking back and relaxing. That's the way to go right there, I got to tell you. You don't have to put a whole lot of pressure on yourself. It's not like, you're fishing in a tournament, competition, or something of that nature. It's just kick back and relax. But again, we've had some more people log on here. And again, I want to say happy Easter to y'all, first off. But also, again, I'm asking people if you can think of a name to help us out, to name Miss Tammy's new boat that she got. It's not new, it's an old boat she picked up, that she's working on fixing up. And again, it's a bayliner, but we're going to be fishing from it a lot also. No, driftwood hasn't gone anywhere. Driftwood will still be with us as well. But we're gonna use Miss Tammy's bayliner sometimes out on the bigger water, or when conditions are rougher, we may be in the bigger boat on those big bodies of water. So if you can think of a name for a boat that is a bayliner that we're going to use for both pleasure and fishing, which is pleasure for me, then let us know. Shoot it in the comment section right here, not necessarily the live stream, because sometimes we lose that, but do it in the comment section for us and here, or go to Facebook and look up B&T Catfishing Adventures right there, and send us a message through that on what you think Miss Tammy's boat should be called. And you might be the one that gets the name on the boat for us. And if you do, we'll give you credit for it, for sure. But I know she is. I'm excited for that boat to get up and running. And I know she is. She's chomping at the bit to get that up and running. Just had to repair driftwood. What was it? Maybe a few months back, she and I went, well, it's probably in January. She and I went to Lake Barkley. And as soon as we put the boat in, we had lost reverse on that motor. And come to find out, there was a crack on part of the gear housing area. And the motor's an older motor, so we thought it was going to have a hard time if being able to replace that piece. And I think I found the one boat repair shop in the nation that that probably had the information on that motor, and was able to help us out, and I was able to get that piece, thankfully, and we were able to get that on there. And so I'm very, very happy about that Driftwood got her little heart surgery done for her motor there. And that motor should be fine and ready to go. I do still need to put some lower unit oil in it. I'll grease in the lower unit there. And I may just do that today, possibly. And get her ready to go. And then, like I said, we still have things to do for Miss Tammy's boat. And then it'll be out there on the water as well. But we should be back out fishing, like I said, on the big water, probably within the next couple of weeks. Water levels are coming down. We've had still quite a bit of rain, but water levels are starting to come down here on the Ohio and the Green River here in Kentucky. So we should be able to do that. And of course, we're going to be trying out some of our new rods and getting them out there and breaking them in good. And then as well as we will be getting back to doing some jugging as well. Now, if we also catch this water level as it declines, right, but not fully, then we may be able to get up into some coves and things of that nature, and might be able to set up some limb lines. We want to try and do that a little bit more this year. I think we did it one time, basically one time last year, I think, which was Miss Tammy's very first time. And we caught a flathead. It was a small one, but we caught a flathead out there on the limb line, and she got to pull that in. And so that was a trophy and a pleasure for her to be able to get her first flathead in on a limb line, doing it for the very first time. So that was cool. So we'll try and do that again. If that water's up, we can get into some of those little channels coming off the river, then we may set up some limb lines like that this year a couple times, and maybe hopefully get a couple of episodes out doing that. But we'll definitely be out there with our rods, and then we'll definitely be doing our jugging episodes as well. I think I don't know if y'all enjoy seeing us catch the fish on the jugs, or prefer more of us looking like fools chasing them around from spot to spot, as they sometimes run in us ragged. But actually, that is part of the fun, is that chase on those, when you do set up those jug lines like that, or jug fishing, is that chase is on. I mean, it's definitely different. And of course, we don't leave them overnight, so when we get to them, there's they still have their energy. They're spitting vinegar and they're just mad and mean and pulling and tugging. So that definitely makes for a fight. And when it's not during our jugging campaign, basically all those fish are returned. So when we do return these fish, we want them to go back. We want to get to them quickly and be able to return them back to the water safely and as healthy as possible. So that's why we don't set these out for 24 hours, and check them once in that time period. And all that is, we don't want those fish out there struggling until they're dead, just out there hanging, or, turtle bait or something. We don't want that to happen to them. So we like to get to them quickly. That way, you guys can see it when we see it. When we're putting out an episode, when those jugs starts bouncing for the first time, and, we'll get the camera on it. And you can see them standing up, or you can see them underwater, or you can see them taking off across the lake. And boy, I tell you what, that gets the blood pumping. It's getting me excited just talking about it, to be honest, because it is a lot of fun. And we do have some good locations now. We have pinpointed some really, really good spots that pretty well guarantee us, whether we're down at the lakes or we're here fishing here on the Ohio River. We have some areas that are going to produce for sure. Well, this wind is not going to quit. All right, folks, I'm thinking about doing this episode for about an hour, this live stream. And we're getting close to that, actually. Man, time flies. But hopefully, if you didn't have anything to do today, again, happy Easter. But I'm glad to be able to be out here myself, and glad you were able to join us and spend some time with us here today. Again, Miss Tammy is at work. She's at the base today. She's an EMT, and she is at base today. And as you know, EMTs and paramedics that work on the ambulance service, they don't get those holidays off. They got to work. So we're so proud of Miss Tammy and the work that she does and the people that she helps out there. But with that being said, I know she'd much rather be fishing than have to be at work, even though she enjoys her job. I'm sure she would rather have the day off and be fishing. But there's a goose over there just making a racket, y'all. I don't know if y'all picked that up at all, but he was carrying on. Anyway, all right, folks, I guess we're going to probably wrap it up because I'm not seeing anything happen. We've had a lot of wind. We've had little ups and down temperatures. Again, this wind is probably killing my audio here on this mic, but we're starting to get better weather. Our temperatures are going up now. We sure didn't. My time got t-shirt. Let's see, Sherman. Sherman. Let's see. Weather has been rough. Let's see. We didn't. My time, and we got the t-shirt. There you go, Sherman. There we go. But anyway, folks, thanks for stopping by, spending some time with us today. Some of you, I know, have got a lot of things going on, so you've been popping in, popping out. We understand that. Some of you will watch this video later. If nothing else, there's no fish here today, but there's just a dude down here by the water hanging out, relaxing, enjoying the outdoors. So that's what it is today. But our weather conditions are retired from the bus after 47 years. Oh, there you go. Nice. Good deal. But we're glad to be back at it, and having the weather starting to improve out here. Again, our temperatures are starting to get back up to where they need to be. Now on the big waters, especially the Ohio River, we need the water temperatures to go down, and then we're going to be back out there. So, guys, thanks for stopping by, spending a little time with us. It's Easter. So if you've even had a chance to pop in for just a few minutes, or you catch this episode later in the day, we appreciate you spending some time with us. And as always, thanks for being here. We love our subscribers. If you're not subscribed, be sure to do that. Also, check out our community section where we have almost daily poll questions. Guys, you take care. Tight lines. We'll see you soon.